Winchester Defender 410 bore. Stop the thread. Let's check it out, guys.
The apocalypse.
Okay, guys, what I have today is this Winchester Defender Stop the Thread. It has 3 plated defense discs and 12 plated BBs inside of it. This is what the round looks like. It comes in a black shell here with the Defender marking on it, and you know, a nice big primer, and at the end you can see one of the discs. Let's check it out. My plan is to shoot it out of a KSG 410, which is a 18-inch barrel, and we'll check it out of a shorter 9-inch barrel from this Rossi Brawler. Maybe you've got another hand cannon or something like that with a smaller barrel, shorter barrel, and you want to have some information about how it looks on patterning. And where I am going to be patterning it will be at 11 yards. So we'll get a pretty good idea, I guess, of how this looks in a self-defense scenario as far as how it's patterning. And I'll show you guys here. This is the target that I'll be aiming at. No reason to spend a lot of money on targets, guys. These are just label stickers, 3-inch label stickers. Grab the color you want and a piece of cardboard. So what I want to do is try out some different targets here. We'll keep the top maybe for the KSG, the bottom for the pistol, and maybe try a couple different distances, okay, just to check it out. Okay, 11 yards. This is single shot loaded here. 11 yards with the Rossi Brawler, 45 long, 14 bore, and this is a rifled barrel. Let's see how that affects the shot, if any, and let's go ahead and try it. So bottom target, right? Take this off, put on my sight. Let's aim at the bottom left for 11 yards. That's got a kick, guys. So if you're using this out of, I don't know, what revolver is, a Judge or something like that, it's going to kick a little bit, but, you know, maybe not as much if it's got a big, long barrel like that one does. All right, let's take a look at it, guys. This is the first shots here. So 1, 2, 3, I see the 3 discs. I was aiming here. That's pretty dang accurate maybe for the first disc. The other 2 stay close together, a little bit of flyers. But the BBs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably a couple more of around here. It's a total of 12, right? To count that one, I don't know. You can kind of see here how it looks. I'll go ahead and tape this up so that we don't get confused with some of the BBs. And let's try it with the 410 shotgun, okay? All right, guys. One of my favorite beasts that I just got, KSG 410. We're already loaded up here. Now, like I mentioned in some other videos, this is probably going to mess me up here. I'm going to be aiming at the top circle. Maybe I'm going to aim a little bit higher because this thing is a fixed sight. You can't adjust it, and it's already like 2 inches off the barrel, so every shot is always going to be low. So let me try to compensate that a bit. I just want to see what the pattern is like, and I forgot to tape the end down there on some of those holes. So let's go ahead. Okay, we're back. I just taped those up. Let's go ahead and give it a shot here, okay? KSG 410, 18-inch barrel, aim a little bit higher. Very nice. I think I like that a lot. Let's go check it out. Now that kicked, but you know, in a shotgun platform, it's really not going to be much of anything. These tape marks, don't pay attention to those. Those were from the Rossi Brawler 9-inch barrel. And I see a mark here. That's got to be from the wad from shooting it out of the 12 gauge, because that was not, sorry. That's got to be the wad from the 410 because that was not there earlier. These 3 were already existing. So, holy crap. There's where I was aiming a little bit higher because, you know, I was compensating for the height, the sights being higher than the barrel. And so here, these are where the discs are, but wow, I think all 3 of them stayed together and made one big hole. Whereas before they separated quicker out of the 9-inch barrel, but in a shotgun platform, that is looking really nice, and a lot of, you know, some bigger holes for the BBs where I would say more passed through there. 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, and you know, maybe the rest of them went in through here. I mean, maybe you can kind of see an edge hit from some BBs, but oh man, I think you get a lot better performance out of a longer barrel, keeping your pattern or keeping your shot and everything tighter together, closer together. I mean, you'll still be able to use your handgun if you want. You're just going to pay attention to how far away that target is if you're trying to use it in any kind of scenario, right? But yeah, I don't even know if it makes sense to do this anymore at a farther distance, but maybe I'll go ahead and take that KSG, hit these other two targets at, so this was 11 yards, right? Let's try, let's say 15 and 20 maybe, and see what happens, and come back to you guys. All right, let's take a look at it, guys. 11 yards, 15 yards. As you can see, one big hole as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 BBs that I can count, maybe 8 here. But even at 15 yards, I only have one big hole where probably the discs are, which means that longer barrel is really keeping your pattern close together as far as the discs. Now the BBs do start to open up there a little bit, but I was aiming here. Let's go and just tape it up so that we don't get confused on the next shot and move back to, I think, 20 yards and see what happens, okay? So 11 yards, 15 yards, let's go with 12. All right, 20 yards, guys, let's go. All right, let's check it out, guys. So with that 20 yards on the KSG 410 here, I do now start seeing a separation of the discs. 1, 2, 3 larger holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 BBs. So yeah, you're going to start spreading out around 20 yards there. So we had our 11 yards. These white tapes are pretty much basically, except for that one, are your 15 rounds, and then, you know, things stayed pretty close together and clustered. But at 20 yards, now you're starting to see a little bit more separation, especially of the 3 discs, where the 3 discs actually stayed together in the first 2 rounds there. But I would say, you know, from here to here, maybe that's about 10 inches, but, you know, that's kind of diagonally here. Who knows if it'll spread more laterally later on in other rounds. I think for self-defense or something like that, you could be pretty safe there going to 20 yards if you ever need it. Now, is that really a realistic situation? I don't know. You have to evaluate for that for yourselves. But I would say if you want to use that for something like that, you're going to have to stay within 20 yards with your KSG 410. Otherwise, you're really going to have to start paying attention to your pattern spread, okay? Now, I don't know. Now I'm just kind of curious. Let's go ahead and shoot the Rossi Brawler. Since this was at 11 yards, let's try it at 15 yards on this target and see what happens, okay? I'll tape this up so we don't get confused. But yeah, there's where we're at right now with the Winchester Defender 410. All right, here we go. Rossi Brawler, 15 yards. All right, I lied. I did not tape it up, but let's try and see what happens. I think, you know, I still have all this here, the 3 discs. Now there's where 1 disc was. Oh, look up here, guys. 1, 2, 3 discs. I was aiming here. And so they did spread out a little bit more. I would say that's probably a good, I don't know, 7, 8 inches there. But I don't really see any BBs at all, unless they started to hit the other ones, which you guys can probably see in the slow-mo or the footage actually. But it looks like most of these are from previous ones. So anyway, yeah, with the Rossi Brawler 9-inch barrel, you know, you go from this at 11 yards to this at 15 yards, which pretty much doubles your spread there. So be careful, guys, if you're using the handgun for the, you know, the Winchester Defender here, which I think is really good ammo. I mean, I've never seen it in use, but, you know, the concept looks pretty neat. Some other videos that you see with some gel tests looks pretty good. But if you want to get probably the best effectiveness out of this, try and use the longer barrel. I mean, you can use that shorter barrel and maybe shorter distances, but at longer distances, you're probably going to want to use a longer barrel. Obviously, I think that's just well known around the community, is that, you know, your longer barrels of your shotguns will keep your shot tighter and closer together at longer distances. Okay, let's wrap this up, guys, on this Winchester Defender ammunition. You know, I had one of these rounds, I was shaking it, and it was kind of rattling a little bit. And I'm just testing to see if any of the other ones do, and these ones feel pretty solid. So I don't know about maybe 100% on the quality control. Maybe that's just a one-off. I don't know. Winchester's not always, you know, known as maybe the best premium stuff that I know of, maybe. But in general, this Winchester Defender, Stop the Threat, it is really nice. I think it's a great concept. It's not like a gimmick or anything, in my opinion, because it's not like something that's really that gimmicky. I mean, this is going to give you massive shock and penetration with the 3-plated discs, you know, with these projectiles, and then the impact zone is going to be expanded a little bit more with your 12-plated BBs, okay? Now it says it's supposed to compensate for aim error. Well, I don't know. I was always aiming where I wanted to aim, and, you know, I mean, if I was a little bit off, I guess those BBs, I don't know how much they're going to do anything, because they're pretty small. I don't know what more they're going to do if you're, you know, trying to compensate for your aim, if they're even going to help do what you want it to do as far as, you know, taking down any kind of threat. Other than that, guys, the ammo doesn't, I mean, it has a slight kick, I guess, out of the 45 long Colt or the Rossi Brawler there, the 9-inch barrel gun there. But, you know, I don't think it's too unnecessarily manageable. I think 44 Magnum kicks a lot harder, right, out of a revolver. And then in the KSG 410, this stuff doesn't really recoil that much at all, so it's quite manageable for self-defense. And so, you know, positive stuff about this as far as your pattern. You just got to go out to the range and pattern it for yourselves in your own gun. But this is the results I get, you know, with the KSG and the Rossi Brawler at different distances, 11, 15, and 20 yards. So let me know in the comment section if I missed something important. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. We'll get back to you guys as soon as I can, and we'll see you guys in the next video.